everyone, my name is Maya, and I'm here today to tell you my story. Junior year, wow. There was this morning I'll never forget. I was on the basketball team, right? And not to boast or anything, but I was pretty good. And that day we had a really important game, a championship round. My team depended on me, but lately I'd been feeling this horrible stabbing pain in my abdomen, in the area around my belly. And I didn't realize it then, but the pain was mostly around my period. I really didn't want to miss school, and I especially didn't want to let my teammates down, but I was in so much pain. It hurt to walk even, and to go to the bathroom. How would I play basketball later? I remember thinking, okay, maybe I can rest and still make it to the game after school, but the pain was stabbing, and it wouldn't stop, and I could hardly get out of bed. I wasn't a stranger to this pain. I'd been experiencing it ever since I got my period in the 7th grade. I felt like I could talk about almost everything with my mom, but it was still hard to bring this up to her, the pain I was feeling with my period. And when I told her, she told me that it was just period pain, and that period pain is normal.
It's sadly just a part of being a woman, Maya. I actually experienced this pain too, as did your aunts and your grandma. We just don't really talk about it.
I'd never known that before, that so many people in my family had lived with this pain. They just didn't talk about it. I remember thinking, but why? Because it was period pain? Those were supposed to be some of the best years of my life, but there were so many difficult days, and I didn't know who to turn to. I was still experiencing extreme pain that made it difficult to go to school, play basketball, even hang out with my friends. Then I had a really scary day. I almost passed out in history class from the pain. I was sent to the school nurse, who was so worried, and she called my mom to make sure I saw a doctor. My mom brought me to my pediatrician, the doctor I'd been seeing since I was a little kid.
If Maya decreases some of her extracurricular activities, I'm certain she'll get some relief. And try to get some sleep.
But these recommendations didn't help, and my symptoms continued to get worse. After another incident where I nearly passed out from the pain while in the bathroom, my mom took me to another doctor, who thought I might have IBS, which is short for irritable bowel syndrome.
I'm certain that following this specific diet will ease your stomach pain.
While this helped a bit, my pain was still there. What was I supposed to think at this point? I felt so alone, and I began to think I was overreacting, especially since a lot of people said period pain is normal. Plus, my doctors kept telling me that my symptoms were due to other issues, and their advice had not yet helped. I thought I had to just suck it up and be stronger. Years went by, and I did my best to try to live with the pain. I found myself always altering my extracurriculars and social plans so I could deal with and hide my pain while still doing my best to be present. And there were really good times too. I graduated, I got a job, and at the office and among my coworkers, I worked through the pain. And yeah, I hit it. I didn't want anyone to think I was weak or incapable. I socialized a lot, and my friends continue to be amazing and supportive, but sometimes I canceled plans. I felt embarrassed because even after all of these years, I still couldn't handle the pain, while all my friends seemed to have easy periods. I didn't want to tell anyone, my friends, my coworkers, what I'd been living with, especially because it was a period problem, and because I didn't want to burden anyone with it. But I knew in my gut that something was wrong. I saw another doctor, who said that if I got pregnant, the pain would go away, which I knew couldn't be true. It's not true, by the way. It wasn't until I was in my late 20s, when I saw a new doctor, that I learned something crucial, something that gave me back my life.
Have you ever heard of the word endometriosis? It's a very common disease, and I think you might have it.
It might sound weird to hear this, but when I was finally diagnosed with endometriosis, I was so relieved. Relieved to finally have an answer to my pain. Finally, I knew I wasn't making the pain up in my head. I had proof. I felt so seen, and my pain acknowledged. But I was also really scared. What did it mean to have this disease? And were there ways for me to feel better? The short answer is yes. Endometriosis is highly treatable, and with the right tools, a person with the disease can live a healthy and happy life, the life that they deserve.